Hey everybody, I've already jumped into the queue. I don't know, I just clicked the button. The buttons were there. Here we are. We're already ready to jump into a draft today. I'm going to hop into draft view as I say my introductions. Welcome. I'm going to do some bomb hunting here, of course. Is Hamlet Vanguard such a thing? Ward 2 for a 1/1 for 3. It enters with 2+1/+1 counters on it for each other non-token human you control. So, seems like a lot of work to get a hard-to-kill ground creature. I'm not saying... I would play that in a humans deck, but it doesn't seem bomby, not compared to, like, Ballista Watcher, which is pretty bomby when it gets going. So I think we're going to start here. And I'm going to remind my friends on YouTube and my friends in chat that my sponsor is CardKingdom.com. Where's their... Here. Boom. Yeah. Bing. Sponsored by Card Kingdom. Thank you so much, Card Kingdom, for all your support. They have all sorts of magic stuff for your tabletop needs. Give them a check out and use my affiliate links for them. And then they know you got there from here. And that's good for everybody. Rare is missing from this pack. Not much to know about that. Yeah, this is best of one. These uncommons are interesting. Statuette isn't exactly synergistic with Ballista Watcher, but they're both the same color. We could still get into aggro red vamps and like that. Reiterate again. Well, because I think this card is does not need help to be good. This just needs red mana and 4 of it, and it's good. That other one needs to be in a specific deck and needs to come out in a specific sequence. So this, to me, and you could, I don't know, this is where I would say, hey, if you want to check 17 lands and let me know if my gut there checks out via win rate, I would bet that this card has a better win rate by most of the important metrics. Oops, I don't know, that's not what I wanted, sorry. I was, don't worry about the format mid-draft. Remind me after. Oh yeah, I'll change the draft format and I just missed my pick. Don't worry about it. Well, anyway, so this is, yeah, no worries, Mom. It's still my punt. It's my clock. You're not, I'm a human with the capability of making choices. Bleed Dry or Taxidermist are my questions here. Taxidermist, interesting interesting because it can put us on a actual werewolf plan. We take human, well, this is not a wolf, I guess, so she's taxiderming a wolf, but probably just bleed, right? I like Taxidermist a lot as well, but every time I don't have interaction in this format, I'm so regretful. I'm going to take the Bleed Dry. Although, you just can't, like, I also don't like fighting for red-black too much. Feels like that's a thing that happens a lot. Getting into competition over these colors. This stupid Griff, right? Like, problem with this card is that, like, it then kind of just tops out at a 3/2 in the decks that generally play it. Anyway, but Infantry is good. I might just take the Infantry as best card. I like it more than even the Bystander here. This, just a great little package of value. We're talking about the blue-white Aura deck before I got on YouTube stream here. And this is like a poster child of what that deck is up to. So, yeah, Ritual just costs too much to take here. I'm going to take the Infantry. I think it's the best card in the abstract here. Another Bleed Dry. I can't pass that. So maybe we, I mean, it's not about the rider here, but white seems to be kind of open, although red, you know, the Visionary is good as well. So at least we're seeing in the Mardu colors we've started in some openness. I like, you know, Reckless Impulse is good. Flame Breather has some home, but is, you know, kind of a build around. Yeah, so we're taking this interaction has been so important. It's how you manage to beat some of them bombs. And I say some of them bombs. Wolf Strike still here as removal pick 6 is interesting. Reckless Impulse and Celebrant to support the strong Ballista Watcher. You wish you had the Lumber Knot. I'm still not missing the Lumber Knot. Maybe the green starts flowing to the point. I mean, this is somewhat signally, but yeah. I am going to take the Reckless Impulse. If we end up in, like, I really want to play these Bleed Dries. So if I play red alongside Bleed Dries, I'm going to want card draw to help make my removal better, because if you have a lot of removal, card draw helps you win the attrition game through that removal. Here, I think I like a Wilds over more removal, but a Grisly Ritual here would not be the worst. Cloaked Cadet, somewhat interesting, but as we said, kind of an underperformer, but I've had it go off a couple of times. I think I want first Evolving Wilds here. I'm just thinking of cutting the color, though. In fact, I think I'm going to do that for color cutting. Let's just not send any black down. This is a fine, not fine, it's a playable, and we cut the color, so let's do that. Scavenger here continues to cut the color. Celebrant would go in the deck just fine. But in Soviet Russia, Scavenger dig you through. Belligerent Geist, or Guest, Geist. There probably is a card, Belligerent Geist, is there? Anyway, we can take the Bat, though. Bat does lead towards, if white is open, this could be good. Let's take the Bat since we don't know we're red. Yeah, these are green is openish, like just because this is late. Like pick 9 for these to be, for those playables to be here is a little bit late, but not insano. But yeah, Spore Crawler's pick 9 is pretty signally. We could still end up there if we wanted to. We could take the Gluttonous Guest to stay black as prime and then see where we're going from there. Yeah, let's take the statue. If that's still here, maybe the and the Blood Hypnotist now is here. Lacerate Flesh is here. Ceremonial Knife. Prisoner's not great, but like flesh, blood, and knife. Oh, that all goes well together. That's a story right there. But let's take the Blood Hypnotist and see about the black-red lane then. Lumber Knot's still there. But I think we just take... I mean, do you want that? Like, I'll take it. I'll hedge here because the thing we're giving up isn't that big deal, but I don't think we're doing this. I think we are... I really think we're going to be red. Do we want another Impulse? Maybe not. Maybe I should have taken that. But look at that. Celebrant here. We're red-black. Come on. Last pick Celebrant? This isn't amazing, but last pick? I already have one Impulse, Rob. That's why I don't love prioritizing a second here. So, I might just go ahead and prioritize a second Watcher, though, over Fellstinger. This is an interesting pick. Anybody on Fellstinger over Watcher number 2? Looks like True is. Yeah, White Rare is pretty great, right? But I'm just going to not worry about it. I mean, we do have white cards. We could take this if we wanted to be... But it just feels like red-black was so open. Or red was certainly open. Second Watcher is definitely less whelming. Stinger's good because, well, I'm going to take Watcher number 2. I get that 2 of them are a non-bow, but I really do like doubling my chances at drawing one. Suitor is great. Celebrants here over Farmer or Servitor. I think I know what Suitor does now. Maybe. We'll see. I'm not going to read it, though. This is only pack 2. I think we're doing great. I'm probably not even playing this Bat. I don't think we're doing the life gain thing. Really, black is what is we don't have a lot of. We took some early bleed dries, and I was hoping that we would, having cut it, that we would get some past here. But let's note that black is not super open here. Socialite will do, though. How are we doing on 2s? Are we desperate enough for 2s that we need... Yeah, Impulse is not really a 2. Statuette's a bad one. We only have 1 2-drop creature. I mean, I like the Socialite. I'm just a little worried. We're pretty stacked at 4 and pretty empty at 2. Yeah, it could just be the pack. It's a data point, though, Math. That's fair. I am going to take the 2-drop. That's true. It is the beginning of pack 2. All right, I'll give it some time, but I'm still very nervous about this. All right, we'll take the Socialite because it's better, but we need to watch the 2s. We don't have them yet. This we could play on 2. This we could play on 2. This is at least on theme that we could play on 2. This is a creature we could play on 2. This we can't play on 2. Wedding Invitation makes Bat playable. I can bring the Bat back in. You think this means red is open? I've just found this to be okay. You take it. Yeah, I was on Wedding Invitation. I'm going to take Wedding Invitation. I think that's really more what we're doing here. Fangs is good in this deck. Yeah, we saw some white being open too. Sounds like Pummeler is a card of controversy. Free Farmer? No, 2-drop. 2-drop. I'm not really seeing the other colors now. I'm just moving in on the red black. Yeah, there's other stuff we could have followed down, but our deck is coming together. Here's a 2 we can take. Pummeler is a very strikeout home run to me. Take Epicure over Socialite number 2. Yeah, if I had a Pummeler, I'm playing it, but it just has some real strikeout modes. And I think that's what gets undersold there in that discussion a little bit, is the strikeout mode of that card. All right, I'm feeling good about our 2s now. We can take a Recluse, and with all the blood flying around, flip this pretty easily. Not playing that. The butt deck is there for somebody, except we cut their lumber knot. Sure, whatever. Opportunist, what? I don't even know what the Opportunist is. Is it a black or red card? I had opponents play this a bunch on me, and I've seen this like 3 times, and then I've killed them before I've had to read it. Like I'm gonna hold Bleed Dry while I read this. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except the 0. Oh, black 1/1 that dies and creates a 2/2. Because when I want a when I talk about wanting 2-drops, I either I want I'm gonna take the Bleed Dry. I don't trust this thing, and I'm gonna sit on a Braid over Stinger, I think. Stinger's good, but a Braid is removal. And we do have, you say Stinger for the draw. I'm cutting the Reckless Impulses from the deck now. It's aggressive card draw. I guess the Epicure is a good thing to kill with it. But there's... I am taking the Abrade. Sorry. If I had more sack fodder, I'd be in for the Stinger. And maybe I'm supposed to take that. I don't know. But Abrade is very good. And then we get Grasp here. That's nice. Over... Oh, I better look at this. It's a red rare. Wait. Wolf Rider, a 1-drop, 1/2 menace. And you can exile 3 cards from your graveyard to create creature tokens. Yeah, it's pretty good. But I still think I want the removal. I'm going to Grasp. If you took the Wolf, though, I don't blame you. That thing looks pretty good. And more removal here. I'm going to get a first downfall over Bleed Dry. Stinger we can take here. How about now? Now I'll take a Stinger over second Abrade, especially since we got a downfall in between there. We run this in best of one. I think, well, it can be, right? This is just another strikeout home run card. It's either going to be amazing or terrible. Well, that's not true. There's going to be modes where it's going to be just okay. But we can try it, I guess. Yeah, instant does help. Means you can use it as a combat thing. See, and this is where... See, now we take a Recluse. This is where I don't like... Recluse is not a combo with this until you can flip it. Though I guess we can... we just need to flip it before we Vengeance, and then it's okay. Yeah, and exactly. Floor of 3 mana Make a Blood is... Well, I guess in our deck, the floor is kill this thing we couldn't flip and make a blood. But I guess maybe we wouldn't even play it then. Pointed discussion for more card draw. Blood Petal Celebrant, though... We could maybe cut a Recluse and get more Vamp focused for the sweeper. I'm gonna take that. I don't think we're playing aim best of one, but we're not playing this or this. It's a consideration, but it really is just fine. You know, it's up there in the uncommon slot, but if you're not really doing a heavy zombie thing, it's kind of a common level card. That's true. I was trying to think about that, but do we have enough? I guess we have a couple. Maybe I should have Betray Exploited. We will take this one, but there's a Lacerate Flesh. I think just another Scavenger, though. Are we going to play that, though? Maybe we do want to Lacerate Flesh. Jeez, this has been tough. I'll take a Scavenger, but I'm not super sure. Like, we could have gotten a little more removal even, but our removal is strong, so... I agree, but also, you can't just go looking up 17 lands and making your choice, pack 3, pick 10, right? At that point, it's job-based, and our 4-drop is thick, right? So, I don't care what 17 lands says, I care about what my deck needs at... Pack 3 late. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one to build. I might do it this way. Let's figure out what's essential. All right, so we're black-red, and we're gonna play our premium removal. So let's start there. We're playing the Abrade, we're playing Hero's Downfall, and 3 Bleed Dries. We are doing the vampire thing. We're gonna try out this Vengeance. I'm gonna play both my Ballista Watchers. They're too bomby not to, even though they're not vamps. But the Suitor is crazy good. We're running our cheap 2-drop vampires, our Blood Hypnotist, our Statue. This removal goes in. This gotta play 2 Scavengers is yes. Epicure belongs here. Yeah, Fangs does belong in this deck. And then Socialite. Let's see, what's our creature count here? 11. Yeah, we want more creatures, so I like Socialite. I like Celebrants. And then we are at... How many lands do we run? I think, yeah, the Recluse finishing out the deck makes some sense to me. Haj doesn't like running this. I was kind of doing it for science, Haj, but I'm with you. I'm not sold, but I was still willing to do it for some science. But maybe we can try it later, or try it first game and then take it out or something. Yeah, I kind of want one of these impulses. That's the thing. We have so much removal, and we didn't really include any of the card draw. I'm kind of in on potentially, like, let's put an impulse in to consider. Yeah, that's true. We do have a Fell Stinger, and the creature count is pretty decent for the amount of removal we're running. Well, let's look at our let's look at our blood token sitch to decide on the statue, because because it's all about whether or not we are cracking the blood vials open often enough. So these die into them. This doesn't make them, it just uses them. Really, we are pretty low on blood. So maybe the statuette needs to sit because of that, although it's one of the things that makes blood. I wonder if there's blood. Okay, Grisly Ritual we could consider playing just because it makes a couple of blood. So let's, yeah, even though the statue makes it, we should cut it. And then, well, we can just run with this. What is our best stuff we're not running? We do have this invitation that I've liked in races. We could cut one of these non-vamp 4s if, like, we like these cards, but maybe oh, here, let me get into deck building, sorry. Maybe one of these could go. If I play Bleed Dry, if I first, I'm not going to cut a Bleed Dry. The instant speed and 4 mana and exile is all too much of a package to let any of these go. If you're cutting Bleed Dry from black decks, it means you have like 8 of them. I think maybe I'd play 7. And just have 7 Bleed Dries at my 4-drop. I mean, this card has saved me so many times. Yeah, we do have Hero's Downfall, true. But I think in all, and we could have had a 4th Bleed Dry, and I took first Hero's Downfall over another Bleed Dry, but you could make a case for just going all Bleed Dries. Anyway, Impulse. This is my cut considerations. And see, it makes me want to play one more of these. And then say, okay, chat, you tell me what to cut here. Oh, Vampire's Vengeance can go on the... Maybe we just cut the Vengeance. Again, I don't... kind of want to do it for science, but I'm really with Haj on this. I don't love it. But let's start here. We'll do a big check on this. Very curious. In fact, I think we'll just leave the double Recluse, although as we cut blood, it gets harder and harder to flip these. But I think I'm going to leave the 2 Recluse, and then we're going to... and I'm not cutting Celebrants either. I'm leaving all the 2-drop dies into blood vamps in as well. But we can cut... This is what to cut, and we can cut an Impulse. Vengeance. Make sure I spell that right. Scav. SCAV. And Watcher. What are we cutting? What are we cutting? 2 Watchers is a bad draw, but an early Watcher is a great draw. That's the tension there. Scavenger, good, but not necessarily like direct on plan. It's just a nice utility card, though. Vengeance is more science-y. Are we really going to get him with it, or is it just going to sit in our hand being like, why is this here? I'm worried about that part. Looks like chat is as well. All right, let's cut the Vengeance. And then see how this plays and maybe revisit. But we are... dried flowers. Because we have 3 bleed dry and 3 blood petal celebrants. Pedal pushes is good too. I like that. It's Grixis. Let's do these. Well, there's no blue, but the point is I have these in Grixis. Nine Swamp probably correct because of the downfall. Although Epicure really would like an early red, but the Watchers want red too. Bleed dry. This is generally pretty mana heavy. Would love an Evolving Wilds in this deck, frankly. We can revisit, like I said. Well, let's just get playing, and then we can do some science later. Hey, Samuel, welcome. Oh, good point. Do I have a Wilds? I don't think so. Maybe no, I think I at the last second decided to take the ritual for color cutting. But there you go. If this had been a Evolving Wilds, we even cut the ritual, so there you go. We almost did. All right. Let's get this record updated, though. Quite keepable. Fangs on Celebrant is tempting, but I'm not going to do it. I mean, I just don't like setting up for a 2-for-1, but we'll see. Maybe if they don't do anything, we got to do something. But if they're not doing anything, we're just beaten down with Celebrants. That seems fine, too. Yeah, but I think, Hodge, we're not really a blood deck. I mean, it's a real point, Hodge. I've kind of done the 17 land blindly thinking of us as a blood deck, but we don't have that much blood production unless our petals die, so something to keep in mind. So here, now we have a nice turn. We're going to give them a card off the Gift of Fangs, which kind of sucks, but using all of our mana here is great. Just gotta make sure I do this right. Tron wants to race. I think this is Racing Tron. It's a tempo play. If you're gonna not get that off the board there with the hand we have, I don't know. I just think it's pretty clear to me that we're supposed to just clear the deck and keep going here. And now we get to grasp into Celebrants into Bleed Dry. Heck, we can even, too bad we don't have another Celebrants here. We could do it all. Now we can flip the Recluse. If we draw a land, we'll see what we want to do. Probably just bleed and Recluse and swing. Ooh, new plan. Well, let's see. If we Blood Hypnotist, we could play this, sack, and pitch like the Recluse. Make this not block. Or we just 2-spell and do nothing this turn, untap, and do the looting, flip this at the end of turn, and, you know. This is where we leave up Bleed for the Demon. Man, is that where we're at? Like, don't do what you should do because they might have the 7-drop. I mean, the thing is, if they're good, they're not going to play the 7-drop into our Bleed Dry mana. They'll wait till we go shields down. So I'm going to go with Hypnotist, Recluse, pass. Because now, like, let's say we draw a land, we tap a mountain, pitch it to a blood token, make one thing unblockable, Bleed Dry the other thing they might play here, and then still get there. Yeah, they could drop. There you go. There's something. That's pretty scurry. But we still got. Do they have another one? Here's the question. Can they just dump hand with the... Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Ouch. Ow. Well, not this 7-mana bomb we thought. Ow.
Where is my rap burglar?
So now what do we do about it? We could pitch the Celebrant here and flip the Recluse, make one thing not block, unable to block. If we make the Leech unable to block and send in, they've got no great blocks. We leave the Recluse back in that spot. We give up on a Celebrant, but I think it's worth it. I don't know how else to win from here. Might find something more helpful than a Celebrant anyway. Can even do it twice. Oh, is this once per turn, though? Oh, yeah, once per turn. Hey, look, I checked. I said the thing, and then I'm like, that might not be true, Ryan. You should read the card. And then I read the card. This is now a reading stream. Still charging in 23 to 14. We are potentially up against it here. Yeah, that's true. I can do it. I can still do it. I'll do it with a mountain, and then we might have let me full control. I'll do it now. We might find Hero's Downfall that could help in a block situation, or we might want to just cast it. I was thinking of holding it so that we could do this again next turn, but I think finding action, as Hodge suggests, is more important. And we didn't, but that's why we did it. It helped, you know, we got one more out of our way at least. Now, if they just are out of gas, we could still be fine, but this is going to be maybe a little bit tough to get these last 10 points here. The coffee is out of that mug, but I know there's more upstairs. I may take a coffee break after this game, which is slipping away from us with that. Whoa. I didn't think Oppo would attack with this. Suddenly I'm like, wait, we're being offered this? What? Okay. Okay. I almost didn't take that because it didn't even occur to me that it would be offered. It truly didn't occur to me it would be offered. Like, what? Yeah. That's a yes. Yes. We'll take a yes on that. Yes. That's a yes. And now we're killing this hunter and crashing in again. More good blocks. They could gang block a 2-1, but it still trades with whatever we want. Why not the Hypnotist too? I'm willing to trade Hippie for 2 of their creatures, right? Huh. You wouldn't take it? That's true. That's true. Yeah, it doesn't block. We're really keeping this back in hopes to get some more blood before we attack with it again. I'm on all attack. I'm doing my way. Let him double block and trade. That seems good to me. Why would you think they're double blocking? Oh, you think they would double block Celebrants if I hadn't sent the 3/3? I disagree. I don't know. Not at 10 life. Maybe if they were at like 6 or something, I'd believe you, Haj. But they were at 14 heading into that attack. I'm not counting on Oppo to make double trade blocks there. Yeah. They might. I think saying to suggest anything is absolute about our knowledge of Oppo's decision making is a little beyond the line of reality, but I hear you. Yeah. Well, ditching their planes. But yeah, this is where the blood tokens shine, putting cycle 1 on your basic lands. Woof, that's the wrong direction too. Well, let's keep in mind they drew all this. I mean, when the dust settled, we had like good stuff to their bad stuff, and then Oppo drew nothing but good stuff. I'm not meaning bad stuff. I'm being overly simplified to express the point. But you say take the trade. We do get blood token out of it. what are we trying to do to win, though? Let me think about that. Ballista Watcher helps us get there. We really need more bleed dries. And yeah, these aren't going to do much in the way of getting us through for the win, so a trade here is fine. There's the bleed dry we wanted, and take out the lumber knot. It still doesn't make me feel great about this situation, but I think we do need to take out the lumber knot, right? This is going to be the thing that gets us, though. I'm doing that now while the mana's free, but I hear you. Oh, and yeah, you do get... what's it called? Ancient. Huh. Do you like change this to a new card, or do you like a 5/5 Menace? Actually, a real decision here. 5/5 Menace on this turn would either get him to 7, or we can even attack with a 3/3 Menace and just accept a trade for the Weaver. Chat wants a new card. Let's get a Ballista Watcher and just take him out from a distance from here. That would be cool. Well, that's what I asked for. Let's see if it works. Do you want to make the offer of Socialite for Blossom, given the Watcher? Yeah, that's true. We don't have great blocks next turn anyway, so sending the Socialite. Offering that trade, and then setting up Watcher seems fine. They don't even want it. Can I also just say no block, get there? Oh, that's not... That's on the Nightbound side. Yeah! How about it? I'm gonna go for the win. Oppo. Boom, boom! All right, that's where the hair toss.
Check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
We totally got away with something there. That was abject theft. Gotta look for something. We must have a, well, we must have a thieving meme, he says. Turns out we do.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Yeah, if you're not clearing blockers, keep in mind it goes to the face. So if there's any kind of stable board, you have a serious clock on them. Yeah, I couldn't believe that rare swung in. Like, what? Hello? Yeah, it looks like a couple times that felt like it was slipping away, and we found a path. All right. As I said, my coffee mug is empty, but my coffee pot is not. Give me 1 second. Let me refresh that, and we will chase some more wins here. Be right back. Much better. Except now I don't hear audio. I think my earbuds disengaged. I'll try again. Darn it. Doesn't work again. Telling you, yeah. I leave range the Bluetooth, my earbuds stop detecting, and then I lose the audio. So I'm gonna see if this works. There we go. I like it. Celebrant into Hypnotist is the plan right now. Is this fashionable? Anybody know the equivalent of the Sony MDR 7506s but wireless? I love my studio cans here, but I wish I could decord myself at a similar price point. I know wireless is going to be more expensive. Yeah, nothing's changed here. I'm still going to send in the Celebrant for the good attack and drop the Hippie. If you love music and you've never had a good pair of studio headphones, I do recommend these. You know, the Sony MDR 7506s are just classic studio grunt work type headphones. But you may be like, that's what that song sounds like? I had no idea. Well, is this an instant? It is an instant. We could pick off the guest with the grasp after we attack. We could Stinger away the Celebrant looking for stuff. Oh, you're right. It's not. Sorry, I was looking at that and realizing we could target it, but you're right. We can't do that. So, given that we can't, I think I'm in for stinging the Celebrant here. We get a blood token. Hopefully we find a land drop. So yeah, all good. And yeah, save the blood, definitely. I want to at least flip a Recluse when I use it. No attacks here, though, unless we want to trade our Hypnotist for Recluse. That seems wrongo, so no attacks. I'll take a look at those, Sammy. Yeah, I should do some research. I just want wireless, wireless studios. All right. So this gives us some options. If we Recluse and so Hodge's line included taking out a Recluse with a Grasp. This guest is here now. What am I trying to accomplish? If we make the gluttonous guest not able to block, we have attacks I'm happy with. But if we go for a Recluse flip now, it feels like we are pitching something good. I kind of like... I'm going to let this Hourglass go, because this feels like a turn with a lot of options, and I want to figure this out here. So... Grasp, Recluse, Loot Mountain, we can't do that. Unless, I mean, we could... Recluse, let's Recluse, Loot Mountain, and then maybe we Grasp, maybe we don't. But I like, you like Socialite on board. That was another option, Trolland. But here I am now, I better do it. I'm gonna do it. This is somewhat greedy, but I'm running out of Hourglass now, so I just gotta do it. And I'm going to offer this, yes. If they want to trade their Recluse before it flips, I am okay with that. It's going to become an annoying 3-3. If this board clears up like this, I think we're fine. I'm not sure about that sequence, though. I do like that we have both of our removals left. So... Reckless Impulse could be an interesting play next turn, depending on what we draw. Especially if you draw a swamp, we could go like Swamp, Mountain, and know that we have something to do. Although Impulse says play what you draw, so we're actually going to hold off on this if we can. Yeah, if we miss a land drop, we'll cast an Impulse. That's a good point, Sacred Daemon. Oppo doing value things. If we can turn sideways, we can overcome those value things. And we have some value things of our own to do as well. But that was super value for Oppo. Well played. Well played, Oppo. We did miss our land drop, so I am going to Impulse. Not a bad one. We only use one of those lands and drop a Recluse. Next turn we have Socialite, make a blood token, and we can sack it. Oh yeah, that's right. We get play the other next turn. I forgot it was a 2-turn dealio. Nice. We did draw 2. Reminds me, that was a big moment when R&D realized, wait. The whole thing with red having to use stuff this turn, just a little too harsh. Let's let him have the next turn.
Extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance.
And that was big game. It's made that effect super good, whereas before it was kind of medium. Can't grasp and downfall, that requires too much black in this situation. And there's no humans to hit here. So let's just go Socialite and pitch the Swamp and flip the Recluse. Let's see, what do we have on one? Epicure and Gift. We wouldn't play the Gift if we got it, so let's leave red available in case we find Epicure here. Although, frankly, that might be a thing I hold to loot later at this point. Hey, welcome back to the game. Glad you heard the episode, liked what you heard, and found us here. Welcome. We'll get you trained up on limited right quick, as will LR. And yeah, as you've discovered, it's such you're probably having the same experience Marshall did coming back to the game, which is just to say, like, he had not played limited when he left the game, and then he came back and found limited and was like, where have you been all my life? Yeah, I'm on take this. I don't like either trade here. Not with this removal. Ready to help us race. Second Swamp means we can downfall and grasp a non-human this turn. If we did that, we could clear the way. I think I want the Socialite dead, and then we can probably just send this in for the drain and let the bounce block happen. Let's do that. Kill that for sure. I just don't like using the downfall on the guest when this is a fine spot without doing that. And we can play a Swamp and do a Scavenger Drain. Wow, they didn't block. I would, at this, if you're playing Gluttonous Guest, block with it. I mean, what else? What's its job if not to block and like trade for something? I'm just surprised that that guest didn't jump in front of the witch. Whittling them down here. Edgar's a beast, of course, but we could just, with Hero's Downfall, I guess they still have, the blocks are all fine in that way. So I'm just gonna, we gotta try to race Edgar via tempo here, which sucks with the land. We're flooding a bit. And, I gotta revisit the Hodge suggestion of going to 16 here. Again, we're not a heavy blood deck. And, yeah, we would prefer to. But I also don't know what we're doing if we're not trying to press some sort of aggressive advantage here. So I like downfalling Edgar now to continue our aggression, and then know that we have Bleed Dries lurking for his eventual return. And these are all fine attacks for me. We get a drain. They can choose to trade here. I do like the Edgar design, right? They've come up with a vampire that's getting in and out of his coffin. You can't kill him. It's a vampire. You can only annoy him enough to go to sleep. Do we save double land for both discard spells and possible looting, rummaging later? With Ballista Watcher, I don't like leaving double. We're gonna play out land.
You deal with this annoyance.
Yes, we absolutely could. And there's our bleed drive for future Edgar. But this is why, I mean, I liked being aggressive about it. We get to continue to attack in now and have the bleed drive available for the return. They may go for Statuette here, right? Do we have to bleed dry that? No, we'll trade for the Statuette here, but we got to leave the bleed dry for Edgar, right? I like Edgar as a design, especially because we're talking about the princely nature of the format and how some of the bombs in this set show up in end and otherwise cool Magic game. But I like that Edgar is super powerful, like very powerful, but powerful in a way that gives me the dream of beating it. Right? I'm not sure this was a real card against us, but yeah. Yeah, we're going to let that happen. Trying to get him dead, but this is going to be a tough 6 points of damage to get, I think. But this is so much more fun than if Oppo drops the 7-mana demon and I've already scooped. Interesting attack. Does this mean the sweeper's coming? Kind of feels like it, but I'm still not gonna like bleed dry or anything. But sweeper incoming. Or some great defensive stabilization play. I just don't understand why they're going for that attack with Edgar coming. Maybe it's just they feel they can survive. It just seems high risk. And Celebrant's pitching a swamp ahead of combat. Or yeah, because I think I'll sack I'll sack the other one, or maybe we just leave both to pump Socialite, and that's fine. Yeah, I just don't. I don't see why. I don't see how they're racing me successfully by sending a 1/4 that could double block with a 1/1 on a 3. You know. We don't need to leave it up. I mean, this is like we talk about leaving bleed up to get the demon before they can untap it, before you pass the turn, before they can go to end step. But we just need a bleed dry to eventually kill the Edgar. We don't. It's okay if they have it for a turn, right? Yeah, they get one lifelink attack, I guess, right? Pumped up duders. Well, what do you want to do? I mean, this is going to stay back. Let's play the land and then just... I was going to send not loot anyway. Right? So it still all works out. Because I was just going to do this and crack the vial anyway. This is what I think we should be doing with our blood tokens at this point. No! As soon as that highlighting goes, you're like, okay, well that's dead. Dang it. Well, they're not going to get as much life as they think. Only 3 instead of 6. Use Blood Tome? You mean, like, what do you want me to do?
You will serve me.
I don't understand. But this could be great. If they swing away, they think they're going to get out of range of this, the 5 mana. Oh, okay. That does help them get out of range, but I don't mind this result. We have a meme for that? I should check. Like, this is the first time it's ever been played, I think, so against me. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, that's a good point. I've not paying attention to the guests' text there. They got a lot of lifelink, which again says that this, quote, 6 life is going to be very tough to get to. 7/7, though, says double block me. So they're going to have to take something here. This is going to be harsh. I'm going to crack this so that they are... You don't... Well, the thing is, they don't have to take... If I crack the blood, it's a forced double block. If I don't, they could take and just try to recover enough life next turn to race. So because of your point that they can gain all this life... I guess they can... No, I see, like, even if they gain 1, they're at exactly 6. I'm going to go with my gut, Haj. Yeah, they don't... If they want to block with the Purifier, though, that's good for us. I guess the thing that could be good for them is that they... No, because we go to 7, and then I guess they can go to 8 and not... Or they can go to... They can get to 8 and therefore go to 1? Will they see it? Well, I'll decline for now because I see how it is not lethal. That's why I'm declining it. If I could make it lethal, because they have 1 point from the blocking vampire, 1 point from sacking blood to the guest, and then that's 8. No, right. It was lethal if I had activated this, they could have stayed alive. They still need a double lock, that's true. So maybe I should have? I don't know. So we had some fun with a beatable rare. Like, it's variance chess. This is why it's variance chess. We played an interesting game of Magic that didn't matter. Oh yeah, I should have played to removal. Yeah, it was my bad. I got depressed about the demon, but I should have tried to beat it. Sorry, gang. Should have given ourselves a shot. But I just, like, it's weird that Oppo left themselves open to that, and then weirder for me that I didn't even try to do something about it. I think that demon, though, is the poster child for the set's problems, even more so than the hexproof 6/6, because the demon is rare. It's because the demon is rare. That's just a dumb rare, Wizards. What are you thinking? Well, since we can curve out, I'm going to do it. Let's kill this thing. Keep going. I'm going to go with Vamp curve out over Recluse here. We'll wait till we get a blood token. And I still keep forgetting to go back and tweak the deck too. I think this probably should be 16 lands as I am playing this out more. Our blood token count is too low. All right. This kind of makes me want to go Recluse, pitch Celebrants or something, but we might find a land, in which case we're like, if we find a mountain, whatever, we can do this later. I'm just going to Hypnotist here. Because we might go Hypnotist, like if we don't draw a land next turn, I like Hypnotist now, next turn Recluse, pitch something and look for a land. So we'll play the 3/3 and then we have a great backup plan in case of no land next turn. All right. So Epicure kind of is what I want to pitch, although it does make more blood. But yeah, I think we should just pitch it and look for a land. No land, but a little closer to one. Couple of bleed dries. Our hand looks great if we can just get a little land from here. About to flip this thing too. Although hand is going to look less great if Oppo activates their rare. Maybe they'll take one of our bleed dries, but give us a land. They might take the Watcher, depending on what their hand looks like. Tough. I think I got to go for a land here. This could, kind of the worst case here is we get 2 non-lands and we feel like we've wasted a Reckless Impulse. But frankly, if our top of our library is 2 non-lands, it's almost as good to get those off right now and look for land. So we got to do it. Great to see that swamp. We'll see if we can sting next turn. But right now, yeah, obviously a mountain would be ideal, but we'll take the swamp. If they can't get our bleed dry, we should have good attacks next turn. Although really I want a Fell Stinger. Even if it's Fell Stinger self-sack to turn it into a 3 mana draw 2. Could also... Oh yeah, it's like, hey, we could double... Oh, no, we can't. This can't block. Never mind. Land. Oh, great. Because now we can Abrade and Stinger, which is fantastic. Pick this thing off. Oh, they're going to Undying Malice it. Yeah, actually, maybe at this point with that Twin Blade, we'll think about it. Let's attack though. You don't swing first though, because if we had swung first, they block and activate the Undying Malice and everything. What do you mean with Celebrants in hand? Yeah, that's true. I just wanted to clear the blocker, but that's true. We could have tried it for a 2-for-1. Well, we're casting this, and then the question is what we're sacrificing. And with the Blood Celebrants back, that's what I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, right. The Blood Hypnotist is going to make good use of the Celebrant stuff. So I'm going to self-sack the... Although Stinger... Yeah, Stinger can't block that. I'm going to self-sack the Stinger. Exactly. Well, this isn't Tappy Geist, though. This is Double Strike Geist, but this has Menace, so this wasn't blocking, and I wasn't going to block a Double Striker, so... There was no good... The Death Toucher had no good blocks. Point remained, though. The point remained that there were no good blocks for that card. Now, though, we need to set up the Bleed Dry. They know about it. Are we just in trouble here because of the need for both of these to die, really? I guess we could scavenge, double block, and then Bleed Dry. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think... I'm just working out what we want to leave back, though. I need to plan my defense before I can plan my attack, right? So, Witch plus Scavenger on double block duty, and then we send Hypnotist. Play Celebrants, leave up Blood. What does that do, though? Is that enough? Yeah, I would have been surprised if they were blocking anyway, but I'm gonna go with this play. Well, if we go, we can do this too. 4/4 and a 3/3 can double block similarly, so maybe that's fine. If they have a piece of removal, I guess that blows out either one of those plays, but a cushion of 9 life is better than a cushion of 7. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the gain 2 to be sure. But yeah, maybe not attacking and having out a Braid blowout, it could cost us this game. I was thinking too much in terms of clearing blockers as opposed to setting up for a possible instant speed removal value. This is actually still okay. I mean, they're doing this, but unless they have something else, we still get to take that Geist down. Trouble is, then they have a Double Strike Aura, but we have a Bleed Dry for that. So, they know about it, but maybe... You don't like... Oh, he doesn't have Menace. Yeah, we don't need to throw that on. So should I throw this? I was thinking that had Menace somehow. Do we chump with this now? Or do we save the chump for wherever they put this? Yeah, I think we wait. I'm going to be risky and wait, Haj, and try to make use of this on another block coming up. Yeah, Bleed Dry is going to chew up wherever the Double Strike goes, but if they put it on the Scavenger, that means we also need a plan for the 3/4, and our Hypnotist can't block. What is this? Ugh. I want to lose to Mardu splashes here, but it might happen. Let's see. So, Watcher. I guess we need Bleed Dry up, right? Not much to do besides that in this spot. They know about it, so we're not going to, like, get them. But I don't know what else to do. Send the Hypnotist that can't block. Yeah, right. We're kind of dead on board if they do this right, but we're going to make them. Yeah, I think this came down to that failed Abrade play. I think if I did that Abrade play right, we'd be in this game. Not necessarily won it, but we'd be in it. Magic's hard! Which Oppo is showing by puzzling through this and trying to make sure. We do have one hidden card that could be causing them some concern, but... Right now we have Chump and Bleed. And I guess both of these are tough to block, and this dies to more things off the top, right? We have removal outs to this that aren't an out here. So I think I'm going to Bleed Dry the 3/4, right? Just because we have more outs to kill the flyer. Because I'm playing terribly here, Tron. I'm missing a lot of stuff today. Good thing it doesn't matter. It's just some other mythic that's going to end the game anyway. I don't even know what this frickin' says, but we're, like, dead. Maybe not. Let's see. You think we can get him to not block here? Scavenger for the win? They don't know about the Scavenger. Let's see if they take this. They probably do, though. Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't have the win, though. So if I play this, and I could make it not block and get him to 1, but then we can't scavenge. So we're still deads. Nah, yeah, we didn't have it. Oh, we had close. We had 8 mana, but it was not enough. So is there... Let's see. Is there anything? Anything? No. Basically, no. We got an extra turn, though. Made him see it, and they didn't go for it, and we did get an extra draw. That's sometimes about all you can ask for. All right, now we're just dead, and I'm going to let it go. Play Watcher 2, and then they attack us in the air for 3, right? Thanks for explaining to me, Rob, how my mistakes have cost me. I appreciate that, because I didn't understand that my mistakes had impact on the outcome of my results. Oh, here, I'm gonna... Oh, I'm not that tilted. I'm rolling my eyes at Rob. That mistake you made was a mistake that had an impact on your mistakes. Yeah, Rob. Yes. Yes. Even though, as pointed out, it was not as clean as you thought. But the message that my mistakes have consequences, I got that. I totally have internalized that my mistakes have consequences. Yes, Rob, but when I acknowledge that, I don't need it re-acknowledged, is what I'm saying. My mistakes have consequences, Rob. Hey, did you know your mistakes had consequences? Yes, I knew. No, you don't need to go mode only. I'm tilting at Rob, but it's all fine. I'm seriously fine. I do not need a cleanser. I need to figure out if this is actually... again, we're low enough on blood that I feel like I want to try something else in this slot. We could try this Vengeance that we were thinking might do something. I want to do something else. What should we put in? I think this should be 16 land because we're best at 1 and we're not making that much blood. Bat. You want a second impulse? Second impulse is a little impulsive, I think. Maybe it's okay. I didn't mention, I didn't really think about it. I think in that spot, hidden information versus not can matter. I think in that spot, it wasn't going to be a decision maker. We needed to figure out what the best creature for the situation was, and the information part wasn't going to be as important. Although if you can hide something like a Drain 2 on a creature and make your opponent not block correctly and get them, yeah. Yeah, I'm a little worried about our curve on that front. We got a lot of 4s, but sure, I'll play another one. Let's try it. I mean, a little tilty at Rob is one thing. I'm not really... I'm more eye-rolly at this format than tilty. We're just playing variance chess, and sometimes you're going to reach the end of a good game, and your opponent is going to roll a 10. We're going to throw this back, though. Keep this, pitch a swamp. All right, great to find a 2-drop that's not a reckless impulse. Now, do we run a reckless impulse out here? Probably. Just need 1 land before I'm kind of okay with it. And if we find a 4-drop along with a land, we're pretty good. Works out. Huh, very nice. Oh, it's a zombie warrior. This is a human berserker. We can pick off the berserker with the grasp and play the recluse. Great turn. Let's see. Do we got any attacks? Let's think through any attacking. Can't attack into the Reaver, and we're not going to kill it here. So recluse, grasp, pass. Interesting offer. I think we go ahead and take the Celebrant offer. If I'll take trade for Recluse or Trick in Hand. I liked taking this thing out while shields were down, even though shields aren't super effective against saving creatures with red-black. But, you know, no reason to give them an Undying, whatever. You know, the Visionary comes back ready to go again, something like that. And there, we traded a Celebrant for an Abrade. I love it. I'm in. Yeah, and 2 life. So... really wish we had drawn a land there. Stinger's pretty good, but I want to wait on it. Maybe we can... wanted to get this flipped. But yeah, just Scavenger's fine, I suppose. We even get the creature from it. Maybe we'll get Oppo on their own Reaver here. Another interesting attack, another... Sure, Scavenger's already done some work. I will trade Scavenger for your trick. Seems like a trick, but again, one I'm happy to make the trade for. Be nice 2-5 against this thing. Block it all day long and let him die to it. Well, here's the mythic they blocked with and I didn't have to read. Now I need to read it. So it's a 1/3 flyer. At the beginning of combat on their turn, on your turn, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Each player sacks a creature, you draw a card and lose a life, transform, and it flips into a 3/4. So we just... flying, death touch, lifelink. Each creature control with flying... Yeah, so we don't want that to flip. And we don't really want him to get to combat. Well, maybe they had tricks they were trying to find. I don't know what... Yeah, but post-combat's a little weird, but you can imagine... how that would happen. Yeah, let's just kill her and get in then for another 2. Let's see if we can kill him with Fell Stinger. That's our life goal for this game. Pummeler. This was a somewhat controversial card during the draft. I was saying I found it to be strikeout home runny. Like sometimes it's just too clunky to do what you want, and then sometimes it's great. In this case, something in between probably. I like Epicure, Stinger the Epicure here. So I'm going to pass on the... we don't have to attack. Well, it's true. We could still try the Stinger plan. You like Scavenger first? Scavenger for 2 more does give us some choices for next turn. All right, let's do Scavenger for now. They're at a virtual 2 with our Stinger. Huh. So I think we just went 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Are we worried about 4 points of damage from this? I think we just take this and crack back. I mean, this has to be something. They're not just giving us the crackback win, but getting in 2 should be enough for it, right? So I'm going to say no blocks. Nah. I'm going to try... This is sus, but I can't figure out what 4 points of damage are coming from this card on. Sweet play from Oppo. Now we can Epicure, Bleed Dry the Pummeler. Wait, how do I just win? Am I missing a win? Well, if we get them to 1, they die, right? So how do we get them to 1? Oh, Epicure, right, gets them. Sorry, I forgot about the ping there. Yep, we got him. I forgot about the everything about the Epic. I remembered everything about this except the 1 damage. Here, Oppo, have some cards. Effectively, we did it. Stung them for the win, but just not the immediate one. All right, let's log another win here before we face some other stupid bomb and lose. Yeah, that card says rare on it, but it is something for constructed where you build around it properly. I think it's a liability unlimited. On the play, no red, double red in hand. No 2-drop in black. I gotta throw this back. This looks better. And what are we pitching, though? The gift, if we want to just say, look, we're going to pass on early removal and try to make sure we get to our celebrants, and the impulse. Swamp is the greed. It's where I'm leaning. I'll put that there now. And just say, it makes this a little far away, but impulse... yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this. This could go poorly, but I still think it's correct. That's a good sign. Like to see that land. Yeah, Celebrant plus Fangs can be nasty. That's what Tron was saying too. I just don't see a world where I'm risking it. Unless my opponent is pure Vamps and I have nothing else. Like, I just don't know why I'm setting myself up to get 2-for-1 with an early play. So now our only real play is Impulse, if we want to run it. And we will, again, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Here we go. So we missed on... Oh, but yeah, too bad. Too bad. We wanted to get a land out of that. Now here we go. I could Fangs this up. I just can't see it, gang. I just can't see it. Yeah, exactly. Especially against a Braid plus Bounce dot deck. But we really wanted a land there so that we could play a land and really get the 2-card value out of the Impulse. Instead, we're at best getting a 1-card value. And we will get it, though. I'm going to play the Suitor here, of course. I can do it after combat, too, though. Sorry to see that Bleed Dry go away. Yeah, we didn't even have the mana to exile it, though. Target acquired for a Parasitic Grasp. That's for sure. And we can even then Fangs the Geist. This is a little bit Millhousey.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Not bad. Stuck on 3. All right. Third win acquired in record time. Cool. Now we got some decent return on our entry. And it's all kind of gravy for here, especially how I've been playing. Yeah, I agree, Rob. It felt early. Maybe they knew something about their hand that we didn't. But maybe it's just an early scoop. Yeah, the 2/3 doesn't have to attack to flip, nor does it have to attack to pump. It pumps itself. There's a lot of words on that card, it turns out. All right, this is a nice keep. I don't think I finished that episode, but I've listened to most of it, Jim. Yeah. Did you hear my variance chess comparison? Did you hear what variance chess is? Nice grasp there, but we're gonna go. Well, we could play Recluse knowing that black is our choked color. But Celebrant has better attacks. I'm going to go with that without blood. Variance chess is a concept that Richard Garfield came up with to show how all variance is not created equal. And the idea of variance chess is that if you want to introduce variance to chess, he's got an easy way to do it. Play a game of chess. The loser of the game of chess rolls a d10. If they roll a 10, they win the game instead. Right? And that's this example of deeply dissatisfying variance. And this is somewhat of a variance chess format, right? That's what I've been feeling. Dreadfast Demon is the poster demon for sure. Let's see now. Celebrant, threaten to block. Yeah, I mean, really, that card's just the beginning. We could hold up Grasp, but I want to keep getting on board. I'm going to go ahead and play another. Maybe I'll Recluse now. No, I'll still do Celebrant. Yeah. Edgar is a well-placed rare design. Very cool, very flavorful, very powerful, yet still beatable. I'm going to go ahead and take this offer. Are there flash humans that I don't like this play if they could play a full card and just eat my Celebrant, but I'm not sure if there are flash humans. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get punished, but that's great. Heck, I might, with the Recluse, I should wait, but. Yeah, so now I'm going to go Recluse, pitch new Celebrant as weakest card in the hand currently. And look for that land and flip the Recluse. There, I guess I should let me attack first because there is the 1 mana deal 2 to attacker. So let's attack and then do all this. See if that changes anything. All right, we at least know they don't have that. Why do you want to pitch Celebrant first? It would just tap us completely out of mana. I guess we could... This is it. Yeah, I guess we could play this after combat. That's fair. Maybe there's something else we want to do. In my head, I was thinking, like, the act of pitching flips it, but you can cast it after you've flipped. Yeah, that's true, Rob. And now... Yeah, Epicure... plus grasp seems great with then the attack into the wolf that they don't have blocks for, so this is going to be great. And then we can even up here after that. See you, Jim. Thanks for hanging. Wow, I can't wait to hear his tales from the event then. The Great Llama. Didn't realize our opponent was a llama. Llama to boot to boot. Watch this. I like it in heavy blood decks because heavy blood decks are going to be able to loot this away for one in the late game. What I don't like is decks where if I'm drawing this in the late game, I'm just kind of casting it and trying to hope it's good. I don't know if we want another Watcher. They don't get good in multiples. I think we want to let it flip to Knight and hold up Bleed Dry. Yeah, see, I mean, I'll just take out this thing. This is why we passed this. This was our pack one, pick one rare, and we took Ballista Watcher instead, and some people were wondering why. And this is partly why. Like, this is just solidly good whenever you can cast it and have a little time. This really needs some work to be good. So we're going to Bleed Dry this thing in response. And then they got a 1/1 ward. What's up, Rob? Ping on ETB, but it had ward, right? So we wouldn't have been able to. So let's see. Oh yeah, and also it just enters with the counters. They wouldn't have gone on the stack, as also pointed out. Magic is hard. A lot of little details like that. So now at 5 though, with the, I guess I just like attack, trade, play new Watcher. Hey Tego. Oh, we win here? Sorry, what am I missing? Oh, because of ability pay ward? How is it lethal, though? Yeah, it's not Knight. I don't know what we're talking about. So, yeah, I'm going to do my play just to make this trade. They're drawing off the top, and we're dropping a Watcher. But, yeah, it was Knight, and then they flipped it back, so I understand where your head was at. I'm gonna just sandbag the land. I could see it drawing another land and wanting to pitch it looking for removal or something. Hey, or we can just do that, and it gets pretty rough for Oppo from here. I'm really gonna kill the pig. Send in. Well, I wanted to attack, though. I'm just trying to attack. And then, I mean, if they draw a land, we flip and win immediately. I don't know, I think we're just all coming up with different ways to win this game. Yeah, there's just a lot of roads to victory there. We're all in the arguing about the 99 to 100% range. Nice, we made it to 4 wins with this. Great, 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 great. Feels nice to hit that 4-win payout. I have been in, like, the reason I talk about the variance chess is because chess is fun. Like, when the format is chess, I've been liking it. When the format turns out to be variance chess, it reduces my enjoyment, but not to devastating levels. It's just like, okay, more of my games are being invalidated by powerful rares than usual. Okay, this is a great opener. I don't think anybody is happy about the demon's place in the format. No. We're just going to curve out with our critters here ahead of using removal and card draw and all that stuff, but I love what's behind in this hand. It is better than track down, Rob. On that, we agree. The wording to make that mechanically function the way you want there, Siriana, is a little clunky. I think elegance in wording matters. But they made it end step when it could have been even just like at the beginning of... yeah, I don't know. We've talked about this before. Just be careful about fixing it and making the language on it really wonky. I'm not going to block here. I think Oppo knows that. But again, I also don't like changing the design to have it not be... We were talking about this word yesterday. Arithmetic, geometric, exponential, whatever you want to call it. I think the doubling nature of the card is an important part of its design. If you're not going to do that, don't even bother, is my opinion. We could impulse, but the mana doesn't drain, right? Yeah, let's just get some mana and then decide what to do with it. But it's not going to be pump, I don't think. Oh, maybe they're going to stop us here. All right, all right, all right. All right. Good card. And let's impulse. Ooh, Urns. But again, when you impulse looking for land and don't find it, at least you got two non-lands off the top. I haven't been playing this meme at all, sorry.
I'm the magnificent, marvelous Mad Madam Mim.
Man, still missing on lands here. I also owe you one of these. Let's start with an attack and then I guess drop the free celebrant so that we're at least using our impulse on some level. I think I'll throw Celebrant in the way of Recluse here, though. I don't mind a dead petal if it's going to let us loot to a 4th land. Probably pitch a Scavenger to loot before untapping. Or just the Epicure, although I don't mind that it would produce another loot for us, or another rummage. Well, that's ugly. Falling behind on the value train here. At least Oppo's given us a clear block if they want to offer recluses. But I don't know why they would when they're both going to flip here. Oh, I thought didn't they discard? Never mind. That's all right. I thought they discarded, but they didn't. Never mind. And we found a mountain. All right. 4 mana. Epicure, Sting, Epicure. That could get us back in this. We didn't have blood. The idea was we might get blood, but they didn't even attack, so we didn't have blood to do any pitching. I'm staying... Well, I guess... I like... Yeah, I guess we do have attacks. Sorry, I was thinking again that we were going to be facing 3/3s, and then... But I totally had my brain miswired there. Thank you for the sub. 7 is interesting, but not enough to get greedy and give him cards. Yeah, with 2 drains, maybe you could make the case of drain, 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 but I think we draw cards here. But the 2 drains should be nice. Oh, well, Oppo's like, we can race. You're at 12. Fair enough, Oppo. Perhaps we trade for a recluse. But let's look at crackback options. If we take 6 and go to 6, we have gain 3, kill scavenger, go to 9, leaving them with kind of a must block. But I don't think that's good enough. Like, we don't have clean, like, yeah, and then we just, like, get them. Take seems okay, but I don't think we're close enough to getting them dead to do it. I'm going to trade. I'm going to play a little bit of a longer game here and hope we can get there on that. This is interesting because of the pinging it does, but it's a little pricey. We can go Parasitic. Oh, not enough black to do Parasitic Grasp plus Downfall. You like grasp and get in. Does get us to 11. Surviving most crackback. Scavenger's the other option. Scavenger and be on defense. Yeah, let's go Scavenger, be on defense. I like that. Get our drain back from them. And I'm going to play the mountain. We need some land. Find a swamp, and we have grasp plus downfall options. Only if we target a human with the grasp, though. I think I agree. This Watcher is proving too clunky this game. This I don't like. Dropping a 4/3 Celebrant when the dust is settled a bit makes more sense to me. But we can 2-for-1 that as well if we can just make it through. Like Celebrant on Stinger, if they go with this attack, take the 4/3, and then we're going to use removal on that. You think they're trying to get blood from their celebrant? I think they're trying to kill us. But it's working okay here. Ruh-roh. All right, celebrant. You're going to... Although they have to give up a real card over there, so... They could almost leave the not exploit and it would be similar. But let's take a look at what is coming before we... I mean, we're going to ditch the celebrant, but let's look. So now we've got a downfall. 6 mana. What can we get away with for 6? Right now, this is Scavenger's threatening the Gargantua. That's fine. So maybe we just drop this. We can downfall the Celebrant. If we grasp, we just don't have downfall. But we could grasp Recluse and downfall Celebrant and be in pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. And I'm going to go shields down actions. And stay back on D and look to rummage away a mountain. Boy. Good card. We've already lost ours. They should go for the Scavenger, but they'll choose that after we block. I thought they might. They looked like they were going to do something, make the decision early. Leaving the mana, they must be following with a reasonable aggressive creature or Blood Fountain, sure. It's going to get some good stuff back. We're going to have to scavenge whatever we want them to get back least. Oh, I guess, yeah, they could... I forgot the floating there. Well, we're in a tough spot then. We need something really kind of game-winny. Like, what do we... What's our reach? How do we get him dead? We can get the other Watcher and try to get him dead, but we're at 7 is the problem. Probably need Reckless Impulse into double action. Not what the doctor ordered. Great, 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 great. This one feels like it's already slipped away. But we'll make them find their win. I guess they don't have another mountain. Maybe we have a chance. They go kill. Well, thanks for the offer. We'll try this. Yeah, just not enough action in this one. Oppo played some good turns and flooded just enough that this is gonna cost us. I mean, they have us, and make them do it, but they have us. Yeah, I guess we can, we get a blood, we loot it, maybe we find something to stay alive. I think we're technically mostly, but we're pretty darn mostly. Or they give us another chance. All right, thanks, Oppo. You'd think the magic gods would reward us here with Oppo's loosey-goosey, but it's not going to be enough. Or is it? A braid? Well... I guess I was supposed to keep the land, but it doesn't matter. We came up just short. Just short. Funny. Man, Oppo, you gave us a lot of chances. Yeah, they were pretty well set up there. But hey, we made it to our 4 wins. We faced a lot of bombs. I only got tilted once, and it wasn't even really for bombs. It was just... life in the biz. But hey, 4-3. Never too unhappy with that. Keeps you playing for free on Arena. Not the worst day, right? Oops. That's where I'm trying to be. Thank you, YouTube friends. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm not too happy with my play today. A little clunky. I don't like that early scoop either. We had a draw to an out. You know, I was talking about how, no, I don't love the variance chess nature of this random game-ending bomb showing up and just annihilating everything and rendering unimportant all the work you had just done. But one of the counterpoints I made is that when you're able to beat a resolved bomb like that, it's a real cha-ching, we did it moment. And I totally just passed on the chance to even have that moment. I got frustrated that Oppo landed this dumb bomb and scooped before even looking that I had maybe 2-3 outs to removal spells for the win, for the literal win. Even if there's 1 out left in your deck to top deck for the win, you go for it. I left multiple draws to a win against one of the most frustrating bombs in the format on the table because I got all hasty and tilty on that, right? So anyway, just keep in mind that while it might be bringing down your enjoyment of the format a little bit, don't be so hasty like I was. At least give yourself a moment to see if you can actually try and beat the thing. Yeah, I was a demon and I was wide enough. That's how I've beaten it before. The other thing that happens in these bomb-heavy formats is sometimes your cool, well, whether they're cool or not, sometimes your absurd bombs go toe-to-toe with your opponents, and that can be fun too. I mean, I had a pretty interesting game where my opponent had 2 turns with a demon. So, like, normally if I'm beating the demon, it's because I'm beating the demon, like, immediately on go wide, right? But I actually had a game where my opponent had 2 turns of end of turn demon trigger, but I still won because I was getting wide enough with my dumb bomb, the hexproof 6-drop green mythic. So I managed to flip it to nighttime and get the rest of my squad wide enough to beat 4 demons. But that's a cool story, right? So there is some upside to the bomb nature. You get some cool stories. Mostly, though, you just feel like, wait, what? Why did we just bother if you were just going to drop a 7-mana card that says I win? But just remember that it doesn't. And sometimes you can win. You can beat the I win card, and that is fun. So, and you may find that I find this format very fun, except for the variance chess part, which is why I go to that analogy. Because the idea being the chess part is fun. You just don't like how the variance is affecting things. And I think in general, I like a lot of what's going on in this set. The variance chess aspect is just a downer for me, for its legs long term. I didn't even mind early, but now we're getting to the stage for me where it's like, it makes it worse, not better, but it's still fun limited. I still Magic. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it with you, but no more today. We'll play more later. Bye, YouTube friends.